Hello, my name is Robert Miller, and you are on the Self Guided Explore page of Just Now. Welcome. First thing you need to know about me is I didn't die. The second thing you need to know is why that matters to you. My life has had collisions, I call them, traumatic and dramatic experiences that several times almost killed me. Uh, almost killed me. And the fact that I didn't die was remarkable. But it didn't just give me interesting stories that you can read on the website. It created insight by not just surviving, but noticing some things about surviving and then moving on beyond survival to helping other people, which is what I've spent my adult life doing, is helping other people. First, people with dramatic stories, and then many different types of people, up to what I do now, working with top tier operators, very successful people, helping them find their blind spots. And that's why I didn't die matters to you. Is reason why I can say I didn't die was I almost died, and my life was extremely dangerous as a child, as a young adult, and I was extremely dangerous. And it wasn't because the people around me were evil, or the people around me, or I myself as I got older became evil. It was that we had blind spots. There was culturally in Northern Ireland and individually among people in Northern Ireland blind spots that allowed violence to become normative, both to the entire culture and the country, but also individually and in families. Violence became normative. It was a blind spot. It still is a blind spot in my culture at times. It, Here's the thing I need you to know, and why my life story matters to you is I spent the most of my adult life working with people with blind spots. First, extreme poverty and violence, but then as I got older and traveled across the world, I began to work with people who were considered extremely successful, but their blind spots began to become a problem for them and the people they had to interact with. And so I began to use the same tools that help people with traumatic, dramatic blind spots with successful people with blind spots. If you're watching this, you probably grasp that you have blind spots. We all have blind spots. If you choose to ignore them, they become liabilities. If you choose to become aware and pay attention to your blind spots, they can become leverage. What I do day to day is work individually, one-on-one with top tier operators, helping them locate and relate to the blind spots that are liabilities right now and could become leverage. I almost died, but in the fulcrum and in that furnace of life, in my early life and then in the journey I have taken, which has been pretty dramatic throughout the world, working with people, helping people with their blind spots, I have found that if you're willing to lean in to the fact that we all have blind spots and you become curious, that you can take the liability of blind spots and make them leverage. Let me say that again. You can have an alchemy where you can take this, what is a liability, and turn it into a leverage. And you are not the only one. The people you work with, your clients, your staff, your family, they also all have blind spots. And we are unaware, nor do we pay attention to our blind spots. And that's what makes them liabilities. The self-guided programs have taken years for me to develop and a means to deliver what I have learned through a digital platform. You don't have to reach the level of success to hire someone like me one-on-one. That's expensive. That requires a significant amount of time and also a level of success to warrant that. You can access much of what I bring to the table with those people through this digital platform. Whether it's the blind spots of choice, conflict, crisis, whether it's the ability to pay attention to what's happening in the interior, and so you feel what's happening in your life somatically, or to be able to read a room and notice the blind spots happening in the room when they walk into the room, and you can read people because you notice the blind spots both within you and within them, and you're ahead because you see, you can both know and feel the blind spots. These 5 programs help you unpack very specific types of Blind spots, sorry. Blind spots. You see, I didn't replay that and make it perfect. Perfect isn't what you're trying for here. Don't wait until you're ready for this. I deliberately didn't go back and re-record this. We didn't clip it later in post-production. Mistakes are normal. If you're looking for the perfect, leave now. It's a waste of your time. These programs aren't perfect, but they're really, really effective at helping you locate and relate to blind spots that are liabilities right now in your life. They can become leverage. You can leverage them to a significantly larger potential for success in meaning your life. I didn't die. You should take advantage of that. Thank you very much.